Your child has an appointment or you need to go to their school, if you have to ask somebody for a day off for a funeral, a doctor's appointment, if you have a bad day, don't feel well, and you have to ask permission, can I do this? You're a slave. You are a slave on today. If you are offended, be offended. You become a slave to the job that you hate for the reward that they pay when you could be creating, making, performing your own way. Many of us don't even have life insurance. We don't even have a 401k on these like POS jobs. We don't even have a way to pass anything down to our children. You cannot pass them down a job with a job application. You cannot pass them down an apartment when you don't own it. You cannot pass them down anything because you don't have anything to pass down. I know there may be like 1 or 2% out there that, okay, but for the rest of them 98, you don't have anything. If you are over 22 and don't have at least $100,000 saved, you're nobody, you're still a slave. At the end of the day, you have to change the story. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. When is it that we become so suppressed in our mental slavery that when they let us go, you come home every day complaining about the job you don't want, you don't like, that you hate? And you mean to tell me the God you believe in, God you serve, the God who would form you, create you from the dust and then breathe into your life his breath, not because they were slaves, but because they were supposed to be the lenders and not the borrowers. Change the story. What is talking without application of response at the end of it? You mean to tell me God is going to put you here so that you can live your entire life as a slave to somebody else? Have nothing to show for it. Not anything I can pass down that's of tangible worth. How many of you can relate to that? That you've done many jobs. You've been in this field for as long as you know how. As long as you could work. You're still a slave if you have nothing to show for it. Many of us still renting apartments. Can't even think about putting a down payment on a house. That's not even a discussion we're talking about. And so you begin to suffer in every other area of your life because you're suffering in the most attacked but not talked about area. We're not talking about loving money. We're talking about having money. It's the difference. You give it your invaluable, priceless time just so you can gain a few dollars to complain about the blow, because they suppress it and keep it from you for so long, and their responses are different. They keep it from us, they keep us down. We never can educate ourselves because we can't pay for it. We can't train ourselves because training is attached to what your access is. You can only afford to live certain places, and by your area, by your demographic, is your credit rated. Scores don't just come out of nowhere. Everybody has a heritage line but you. You know why? Because you're still a slave. You come from slaves. You're not going to have no good credit line. You have to build it. They're not going to give you anything. God gave you dominion over the earth to subdue it, to dominate it. Why in the hell we around here claiming to be believers in the one and only God who would make you head and not the tail? You are encumbered the Adam and the Eve. And you're listening to snakes, getting fruit from them. And God is asking you on the day, where are you? Well, you think it's okay for you to serve them, for them to lead you. Do better. Today we're getting into government contracting. I'm not charging nobody nothing for the information. Follow me along on the process, on the journey. Listen, we gotta build us together. Because if not, we'll fall apart separate. Build black man.